Okay, good evening, everyone. This is Malcolm Peters for our business overview call on the 28th of September, 2016. Slightly different format tonight. I was hoping to do a live overview, but I've been called on an advisory board meeting, so I'm going to try and do something quite magical. We'll be watching a recording of a webinar that I did a little while ago, and hopefully I'll be able to get onto the EU advisory board call and make sure that you get all the information. As you come online, please introduce yourselves, your first names, where you're calling from. This is a test webinar. It's going to be recorded to make sure that we can see if this format works. The actual presentation itself is going to be in a documentary form, if you like. It's a PowerPoint that has lots of small videos, fantastic before and after photographs, and really will give you an understanding, a better understanding of what's available and why we're so fired up about Jeunesse Global. So I'm going to wait a few moments. I think we're very early on the call, and exactly at 8 o'clock Holland time, 7 o'clock UK, I'm going to load the PowerPoint presentation. I really will need some help to make sure that it's all working quite well. So as you come online, please introduce yourselves, your first names, where you're calling from. I need to know who you are so I can check that my microphone is working and everything is as it should be. Good evening, everyone. Let's wait for all of you to get online. As you come online, please introduce yourselves, your first names, where you're calling from. This is Malcolm Peters calling from London, UK. It's a test webinar, a call that's really a business overview presentation. Tonight's webinar is going to be a slightly different format. I was hoping to do it completely live, but I've been called on a call I can't get away from. Sandra, hi, welcome to the call. Sandra, am I coming across clearly? Can you hear me clearly? Sound is good. If it is, let me know and just say yes, please. I'm hoping it's working. Hi, Sandra in Holland. If you can hear me, let me know if the sound is coming across quite well. Anyway, rather than rambling on, I'll just let you all know, as you come online, please introduce yourselves, your first names, where you're calling from. This is the first of many live webinars that we're going to actually do, and I'm going to make sure that those of you watching get a really good idea of exactly what our business is and how it works. It's a slightly different format. I was going to do it live and play you my latest PowerPoint, but as you can hear, I've been called on the EU advisory board meeting. So I'm going to do a web first for me, which is to make sure that you all see a recording of a previous one from earlier this year. Gavin, welcome to the call from Mauritius. Great to have you online. Sandra, welcome to the call from Holland. I'm not expecting lots of people because we haven't advertised this call, but hopefully I'll be able to get a recording, a good recording out of this. And all of you who are listening in will be able to use this call to talk to people about our business or share our business with them. We're getting the call started in exactly 2 minutes time. Gavin, I need your help. What you may be able to do is if you can be kind enough to go on to, I'll make sure I can get you on there. I'll try and get you on Facebook, Gavin. So if there are any problems with sound quality or if things aren't going the way they should be going, Gavin, just let me know on Facebook. I'm going to be right next door to this. So a minute and a half left. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our call. Bianca, welcome to our call. Gavin from Mauritius, Bianca and Sandra from Holland. A few more people will be joining us, but the majority of people will be watching this on YouTube. It's a live recording of it's a recording of a business overview. So without further ado, Leah, welcome to the call. I'm going to spend the next minute and a half. I'll probably be about 3 minutes, and then I have to shoot off. So just to let you all know, if you've just joined us, like Leah, etc., it's welcome to the call. It's a business overview call tonight. It's a test and a trial that's being recorded tonight. And what I really want to do is to be able to try something quite unique. I'm going to play a recording of a business overview presentation that I did early in the year via a PowerPoint. I really hope it works. If it doesn't, you have to forgive me, but I have been called on the EU advisory board. I'm extremely organized, but I can't remember anything. That's my problem in life. So I have to leave in about 5 minutes. So let's get the call started. Those of you who've joined us, great to have you online. We've got several of you who've joined from different countries, and I know that people will be meandering into the call itself. So Gavin, I'm going to actually try and get the PowerPoint organized now and do a screen share. If those of you who can actually see the screen, I believe I've got to do this one here. Share that. Excellent. Okay, and then I've got to go onto my screen share here and basically just make sure it's all working. So Gavin, I'm going to go onto Facebook. If you can do me a favor, please, and let me know on Facebook that you can see everything, and we should be okay to go. So just bear with us, everybody, while we get this technology working for us. I'm going to put this slide onto the slideshow. Let me just do this now. So for the current slide, and we should be ready to go. So I'll just do a quick check to make sure you can all see that. You can all see, can you all see the screen, everybody? If you can you just type on here that you can see the screen, please? Anita, welcome to the call. You're going to see lots and lots of screens at the moment. Gavin, can you see my screen? Bianca? If you can see my screen, please let me know. Okay, well, I'm going to assume that you can see it, so I'm going to get onto there. Okay, excellent, fabulous. So let's just go on to my, oops, bear with me a second. I've got to go to my screen share. Okay, there we go. So basically, it's a presentation that I did a little while ago. Hopefully, you can see it. I hope you enjoy the call. I have to go onto a live call at the moment, so I'll just get the call started.
I've got it now. I've realized what I'm going to press. Right, let's start again. Good evening, everyone. It's Malcolm Peters for our Saturday, the 27th of February 2016 live Google Hangout. So I've just managed to find my way around. You see, I'm very good at standing in front of a stage with thousands of people. With technology, I tend to get a little bit lost. I can develop websites and create lots of marketing information, materials for you, do recordings, but this type of stuff really throws me. Thank you for joining us, all of us. As you come online, please introduce yourselves, the city you're calling from. I can see a few people have joined us already. We've got Belinda, welcome to the call from Holland. We've got Omi from New York City in America. Solon Haspas from Greece, welcome to the call. Curacao, Medina, welcome to the call. Lisa, welcome to the call from Ireland. Fantastic, great call. USA, Maureen, welcome to the call. Rain from, I don't know where you're from, Rain. You'll tell us where you're from. Welcome to the call. We got Gerald from the Netherlands. We've got Desiree from the Netherlands. And lots and lots of people joining us. Erna, welcome to the call. We're going to get the call started and around. I always like to allow 2 or 3 minutes for people to join us. Isel, welcome to the call from the Netherlands. Wonderful international call today. As you come online, please do introduce yourselves, your first names, where you're calling from. It's going to be an exciting, powerful call, unless I lose my voice, and I have a challenge with that, but I doubt that. I'm in a good mood today. I said that in the morning on Facebook. I said, today is going to be a great day, and it certainly has turned out to be that. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Malcolm Peters. I'm calling from West London. It's near Heathrow Airport, about 5 or 10 minutes away. And I've just got back from Holland, from a great tour of Holland. And I'm really looking forward to presenting to you what I think is one of the most exciting things I have done in my career. So that's a great big statement to make. I'm going to slow down a little bit because I know a lot of people speak Dutch or other languages. And I'm going to try and share with you a fabulous journey, a look through a keyhole, if you like, of an extraordinary event taking place. And that's the only way to describe what you're going to see. An event, what I call the beginnings of a tsunami that's going to sweep across Europe this year of 2016. So without further ado, let me introduce myself and a little bit of my background, and we'll get the call started. My background's been just over 30 years in corporate business. I've run 3 very large companies. I started working for myself from the age of 17. I sort of 18, I decided that I was going to finish my studies and become a doctor. Long story cut short, things happen in just a second that can change your life. And a young lady who I met, who's no longer with us, unfortunately, I still wear the diamonds from a little bracelet before she passed, when she passed away, I got from her mother. That completely changed my career. And from becoming a doctor, which is what I really wanted to do, I went into this wonderful world of marketing and sales and lots of different things. And it really was from a meeting quite similar to this, but not on the internet, because we didn't have the internet in those days. And I changed direction of my life in just a second. And I keep telling people we have 86,000 seconds every single day, and 1 second really can change your life. So my background's been quite heavily into corporate training. I've run 3 large companies, and I've worked at all levels, from people, housewives and pensioners, all the way up to 2 prime ministers, people like the Politburo in Russia when they were first, before Glasnost happened, and the Prime Minister of Gibraltar, who was Joe Bazan at the time. And I even put a proposal together, which was accepted, and we worked with the Bahamian government as well. So I've got a nice, broad background in business. a little bit about this business that you're going to hear about tonight and the products. I have seen nothing like it for over 30 years. And we've been there just like you have, seen these seminars and webinars and been to meetings and, you know, some new fatty product that comes out. But again, for the third time, I repeat, nothing like this has ever happened. And the story starts in 2014. Having spent many, many years in corporate business, network marketing, home-based businesses, I better share that with you as well. I built large teams, 2 teams of over 20,000, one of 65,000. Been a corporate trainer working with companies like Hewlett Packard, NEC, lots of other companies as well. You know, past you can't change, so I never really talk about it that much. But in this industry, the home-based business industry, I really have made a name for myself in that I'm passionate about it and spend a lot of time as a trainer. 2014, cut a long story short, a lady by the name of Paula Pritchard, who is my wonderful friend and sponsor, and her partner Kathy, contacted me and sent me an email. And like I said, 1 second changes your life. And I opened the email, I always do when it's from Paula, and it just said, Malcolm, are you networking? And I turned and I said, I am now. What are we doing? Because the timing was right for me. And at that time, I was looking, searching, I was dissatisfied. And many of you on this call, if you're listening to it for the first time, you are the person I'm looking for. If you are dissatisfied, fed up of being fed up, sick and tired of being sick and tired, in a little routine like a hamster, your daily life, as I call it. And I was introduced to the company you're going to hear about today called Jeunesse Global. I didn't do anything with it in 2014 at all because the timing was okay, but I didn't get it. The product range at that time just didn't inspire me. Move forward to 2014, November, I actually watched a video and I saw a product called Instantly Ageless, and I saw a transformation. And I remember sitting on this table with a very large screen because I've got a problem with my eyes, large glass of Merlot, and I stood up and I saw something that completely blew my mind. And from that, things started moving at light speed. In January, I turned up in Holland completely on my own with one contact that I had there. And with that person, did my first meetings and started building a business. 3,800 people came into what we call our enroller tree, and I built that, and I'm now going global in what we call phase 2. So let me ask you all to relax, to enjoy today, because it is a keyhole view of, again, as I say, an event. I've worked very hard to make sure that you can see bits and pieces that will excite you and intrigue you. You're going to see things that you're not going to believe when you see them for the first time, just as I didn't. But I'm telling you right now, at the end of all of this, I think most of you here will have enjoyed this time that you spend with me. So let me take you to my presentation and just say to you, please, in the chat box, don't put your questions or ask any questions because it's distracting for people. Write your questions down. I hope you have a glass of water, better still a glass of wine. I can't have one today because I'm doing the webinar myself. And you can take some notes. At the end of it, get back to the person who introduced you to this call. And I have to give you a legal disclaimer before I get started. This is copyright material. None of it, I forbid absolute use of any slide, any photograph, or anything that has my voice or my photographs or any of my work. And I do that because we have a lot of people, unfortunately, who are too lazy to do things for themselves. So let's enjoy the show and share with you a journey for a company that has completely revolutionized and changed the lives of many, many people worldwide. I've got this as my starting slide, and I'm going to do a quick sound check with my wonderful partner in Holland. Sandra, is everything clear? Is my screen coming across okay?
Yes, it's perfect.
Excellent. Okay, so there you see, look good, feel great. And that's something I've done most of today. I don't know about looking so good, but my mother thinks I'm okay. Look good, feel great. That's the team that I started when I started this enterprise and this project at the end of 2014, coming into 2015. And I'm very proud to introduce you to what we call a business that really is going to transform most people's lives across Europe over the next 2 years. We're going to introduce you to a company that has broken every single record in the world of direct sales and marketing in record time. Incredible products that have the press, quality women's magazines, and media in awe. Those of you who are not English speakers, just means in total shock, mouths on the floor. An opportunity like no other in over 60 years, because direct selling, the methodology that we use here, really started off with a corporation in 1959. So it's nearly 60 years plus. Nothing like this has ever happened. Are you ready? Quick introduction by showing you a short video, 3 minutes. Sit back, take note, and read everything that comes up on screen. if we could get started, of course. There you go. You know, I watched that so many times and I still get excited. And that's the wonderful thing about when you're involved with something or working with something that touches you and excites you, you can't go to bed, you can't sleep properly. And every time you remind yourself and pinch yourself of what a fantastic journey you're actually on. This company launched on the 9th of September 2009 and it opened its doors at 9 o'clock. This date was chosen because of its symbolic value. The number 9 symbolizes longevity in the East, because the first distributors that started the movement of this company with just one product were actually Eastern, and the East represents most of the growth that we've had for the first 5 years. The founders are Randy Ray and Wendy Lewis. Randy sold and oversaw the original installation of a multi-million-dollar computer hardware and software package for NASA. That's your launch of satellites and rockets, which is still used today, by the way. And in 2012, this phenomenal woman that you see, Wendy Lewis, was recognized as one of the most influential women in direct selling. She was recognized again in 2013, and 2014 was really one of the businesswomen of the year. We're in safe hands here, and that's what I really like about this. This is the second time she's formed a company from scratch that has hit 1,000 billion a year turnover while under her stewardship. And I think that's a very important thing as a corporate businessman I can talk to you about. So look at the growth of the company. Started off with just 30 million in sales, moved forward at light speed. I joined around 2014. It's not the reason for the huge growth, by the way. Mind you, I did make a little contribution in my little part in Holland. 227 million is when I first saw it, and I got excited because I thought that was incredible for a company at that time. And we went past and we smashed the $1 billion mark last year. In fact, we did $1,100 million in sales last year. So what does that mean? Well, I want you to look at the road to 1 billion when it comes to any company. And there are 4 companies or 5 companies that we share our success with, shoulder to shoulder with, which makes me burst with pride, doing these calls 2, 3, 5 times a week. First, Apple took 6 years to hit $1 billion. Facebook, recognize it, 6 years. Amazon in 4 years. eBay, we were faster growing than eBay. They did it in 7 years, and Google in 5 years. Look at direct selling companies that actually form the foundation of the moving of product globally through our type of business model. Amway, 21 years. We did it in 6. Avon, 86 years. Mary Kay, 33. Herbalife, 24. New Skin, 20. So you're talking to people who are part of a business that's broken every single record since the Amway Corporation started, home-based businesses, but just before that, in 1959. A truly global business operating in more than 130 countries. That is one of the most exciting things about this business. Because in the past, without the internet, etc., we worked locally and nationally, getting in our cars and talking to people about products no one had ever heard about. But here we have a business now officially in over 138 countries. In fact, if you look at seepage of product moving from people who are entrepreneurs from one place to another, I would say it's at least 146. Offices in 38 countries and growing. New offices right now in Moscow, which I'm very excited about. Turkey has opened up with an absolute bang. If you know people there, you've got to take a serious look at what we're doing today. We've opened offices in Ukraine and all over the world. West Africa, name me a place except Antarctica, we have offices. What does that mean? What's that all about? For a global business man like myself, a business like this represents the fact that I have a micro franchise opportunity. I can build my business working from home, spare time, or full time, as I do, without actually having to worry about all the things we've had to worry about running businesses with 100, 150 people as I have. So these are some of the offices. You can see most of them are in the East: Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, Taiwan, Philippines, Japan, South Korea, etc. We are excited because really we're on the ground floor as far as North America, Canada, and Europe concerned. Now that might surprise a few people. How can an American company be ground floor in America? We've never had that because the early distributors were all of Asian origin, and they ran off and they built Asia, where it is a phenomenal business. Check that on the internet. Largest company, has won every award in the East: Malaysia, Singapore, Taiwan, Vietnam, and other places as well. It's spreading very fast because of social media. People like it. It's simple to talk about. And we have products that are just blowing people away. Opening event in Greece, 900 people turned up. You're going to hear from a fantastic fire starter, as I call him, tomorrow, Nick Bibas, who's going to be on a training call tomorrow. You mustn't miss that. Dubai opens up with 4,000 people. Opening event in Japan, 14,000 people turned up. And if you look at the events in Brazil, 6,000 last year, one of the fastest growing places on planet Earth as far as this company is concerned. This was Rome less than 5 days ago. People are I suppose, marching to an incredible drumbeat put together and being heard with this company called Jeunesse Global. So what is it? What is it that's driving all this? Well, we've got great management. We've got fantastic infrastructure around the world. But it comes down to the fact that everything, as far as money is concerned in the world, comes down to moving a product or a service. When you're in a job, it's a service that you're providing and you get paid a linear income. If you're in sales and marketing, as I have been from the age of 17, it's about moving products. And we have category creating products. Each and every one of these products that you see are unique. Nobody else has them, ever will have them, because they're all patented. And each one of them is a billion-dollar brand in itself. Reserve was one of the first products that came out, an antioxidant that is absolutely the top-selling product in the East, apart from our serum that you're going to hear about shortly. We have Affinity. Please, if you're making notes, write it down. It contains an ingredient called TA65. TA65, when it came into the marketplace, sold for $15,000 for a month's supply. Incredible, correct? That's exactly what I thought when I checked it out. It's a life extension product. Our product, which contains TA65, the only company in the world that can move it through this form of marketing, actually retails for less, wholesales at less than $100. Zen, our latest product addition, is a fat loss muscle gain program. Not a weight loss shake that you basically take a shake and a few weeks later you put your weight back on. A unique product. You'll be hearing a lot about it on CNN and worldwide on the press. AMPM, developed by Dr. Giampapa, who was nominated for the Nobel Prize in Medicine in 2014, developed this cellular nutrition product. No one else in the world has anything like it. But you're all probably here because you have seen some freaky videos and you've heard about this product that basically does amazing things in just a few minutes. That's why I'm here. Because when I saw this product, which is Instantly Ageless, go to work, it completely transformed my ideas about marketing forever. I have never had the pleasure of working with a product I can demonstrate in less than 3 minutes. And above it is our royal line, we call it Jeunesse, which you're going to hear about. So let's talk about Instantly Ageless very quickly, because it really is the product of the moment and everybody around the world is talking about it. Basically, we call it transformation in minutes. It contains proprietary ingredients. One of them is called argireline, which you will hear about very shortly. This is not a permanent solution for the transformation of skin. It's more of a cosmetic product, which gives you an effect and most dramatic effect in a few moments, 2 to 3 minutes. So what does it really do? These slides are in Dutch because I have a very large Dutch audience that I cater for. Really, it's a transformation and great results that you actually get without Botox or operations. It gets rid of fine lines and wrinkles very, very quickly. Wonderful for most people, and I certainly need this most times. It gets rid of eye bags and in some cases light dark circles, not the very dark ones, because that normally points to something that might be wrong internally with the person that you're speaking to. Again, for myself, very important because I have Eastern blood in me, it actually helps to reduce the size of acne, pores, and scarring. In my case, using this product and another product, which I'm going to talk to you about shortly, I have got rid of 75 to 80% of the very deep scarring I have on my face, the horrors I went through with acne at the ages of 16 onwards. So it's a wonderful product for women especially. If you've got any kind of acne scarring or live acne, we have products that will transform your face and your skin. We also say that really what these products do, and Instantly Ageless in particular, it gives you a really good base for makeup and for your foundation. Not that I suggest most men do that nowadays. Mind you, some of them that I've met recently do. And really what we say is it gives you a nice, clear base and a final finishing touch for your makeup routines. Rather than tell you how great this product is, isn't it wonderful that we've got videos that we just send out to friends and family without having to chase them to try and sell them anything, and they can see a video that I want you to watch very, very carefully. This video is one of hundreds that are making the rounds around the internet. I want you to watch transformation taking place as you look. Have you ever seen a product like this? So let me just quickly just get started if we can. Take a very close look at these very big eye bags under her eyes. She applies the product, and keep watching and looking very closely at those eye bags under this lady's eyes. Those of you who are wondering what she's doing, she's fanning her face because you need to have a fan or some air circulation for the product to do its job. Watch very, very carefully as she fans her face. Keep your eyes on the eye bags and watch what happens in real time in the next minute. Have you ever seen a product that does that? The eye bags have completely, miraculously disappeared in less than 3 minutes. Every time I do this in a demonstration, I can still feel the hairs on the back of my neck stand, because there is no other product in the world that can do what you have just seen with your own eyes. And really, what we tend to do when we do this presentation is do live presentations, because people normally say things like, well, I'm skeptical, I'm cynical. By the way, that's what broke people say, because there's no such thing as being a skeptic and a cynic and trying to make money and enjoying life. You should normally say, if you're making notes, I'm cautiously optimistic. Look at the transformation between the left and the right. The eye bags that she had earlier on have completely vanished as you watched. The product is safe, it's fast, and results will last 6 to 8 hours. When I went to Moldova a little while back to get some teeth implants, because it's a lot cheaper out there than it is here in London, this is a friend of mine who is the brother of a girl that I know called Constanza. Very, very skeptical. He's an IBM engineer out there, worked with MRI scanners and stuff. And I remember talking to him, and he thought he knew everything there is to know about everything. Lots of people like him about. Nice chap, but unfortunately, one of those people that knows everything. And I looked at him and I said, you know, you had acne like I did when I was younger. Those scars are very deep, especially in your forehead. I said, the best way to tell you how well this product works, because I'm coming to Moldova and Romania in 2016, let's apply some of this product. This was last year in July. Can you see the transformation in 3 minutes to what has happened to his acne scars in just 3 minutes? Have you ever seen a product that can do that? This is what our product is famous for. Wrinkles, lines, eye bags, and the transformation is always fabulous. Now, it's so wonderful. Women's magazines, health magazines, doctors and surgeons magazines are all talking about or advertising our unique and exciting products. In fact, recently, a whole lot of scamsters are trying to get on the back of this. So I'm just giving you a little warning, trying to use the material that we've got, trying to sell products. If it is not instantly ageless and it's not actually sold through a distributor who is part of this company, really, you need to have health insurance before you put whatever they're selling on your face. So we've had media exposure everywhere, every country you can think from Brazil all the way around to Indonesia, Malaysia, and Japan. Worldwide exposure on TV shows and news stories, completely free, not paid for. It's extraordinary. And this is just an example to give you a little example of what's been going on. Left to right at the top, this here was Eyewitness News in America. I've translated that in Dutch. We're going to be doing it in 5 or 6 languages. That here is Inside Edition, again, talking about our product. Here on the bottom is a morning show that they've got in Canada, in Ottawa, where she's holding our product. She's going to apply it on his face. But look very carefully on the left-hand side. This is a show that many of you may know about because it's quite a large cult following called The Doctors, where they talk about products and they talk about where the products work or where the treatments work. Maybe you've seen this yourself. Let's take a little sneak peek at a show. This was about 2 weeks ago. I was so excited when I saw this. I thought I can't see anything better than I've seen already. I want you to see exactly what appeared on TV, where they discussed our product live on The Doctors.
Before we get into this segment, I just want to acknowledge you look just as good as the net. But I want you all to imagine a cream that can instantly remove your under-eye bags. It sounds way too good to be true. But all over the internet, there are videos surfacing of this so-called miracle cream in action. So what are we going to do? We're going to put it to the test with our good friend, Dr. Sania Batra. and Esther as well. So what is this product?
So this is a product we're going to see if it works. It's called Instantly Ageless. And the idea is that it works very quickly. And the way it works is you just need a very small amount. And then you apply it to areas where you might be a little bit puffy. And I have just looked at what's in this product, and I've looked at the ingredients. And one of them is something called argireline, which is sort of a darling in dermatology right now. It's a peptide or a protein that actually relaxes the muscle. It's also called Botox in a bottle. It's meant to relax muscle and work like Botox.
I mean, you can literally see it working as you're
and so it's based on what's in this. I'd be excited to see if it worked. I would assume it hopefully will.
Well, and Esther is perfect.
Yeah, she's perfect.
Her skin is so good. She has very few fine lines, but she clearly has those bags from herniated fat under her lower eyelid.
Exactly.
And is that wind from the fans sealing it in or something?
The other active ingredient.
The
other active ingredient in this is silicates, which are almost act like a clay. They're minerals, and they're making the skin sort of tighter. It should feel a little bit cold, and it's actually increasing the surface tension on the skin to push that herniated fat pad back.
So is this a put it on in the morning and it lasts all day and night, or is this a I'm going to dinner and I want to look hot, I'm putting it on right now?
Well, I think
dinner.
the immediate effect is you'll see hopefully really impressive, but it should last about 6 to 9 hours.
Okay. You have to be careful though that if you don't apply it correctly, you can get that white.
You can get a bit of a chalky residue if you put too much. And then the other drawback is not everybody's going to react well to this product. It won't work for dark circles. It's not very likely to do much for that. And people can be allergic to these active ingredients too. So you always have to test for a contact allergy.
And what I like about it, it's subtle, but there's no question you can tell the difference. You know, I think it's important that obviously this isn't permanent. It's not an unreasonably expensive treatment. I'm not sure exactly what it costs.
It's about $75 for 50 sachets for something like this. For this to work best, she's doing exactly right. You have to let it dry, and you have to actually kind of stay as motionless as possible for a good 2 to 3 minutes.
I will say, Drew was right. Esther, if you rock that fan at dinner, it looks good. So a little before and after, just to show the results here.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Sounds like there may be some validity to this. Certainly, Esther, it's worked well on you. Dr. Bosher, thank you, as always, for
Isn't that just fantastic? If you thought that was great, and I've got to tell you right now, in all these years I've been involved in corporate business, in marketing, normally we have to pay tens of thousands to get a mention, but look at the quality media exposure we're getting. Product validation, we call it, at its best. In Brazil, many thousands of magazines now worldwide are carrying adverts which are paid for by distributors, but many of the mainstream press have picked it up. In Brazil, these were articles written by the press. The editors would have checked the product out, tried it out, and written about them. Now, here's a question for all of you. Time to take a little breather because some very exciting stuff coming next. What if we could make the results permanent? Because yeah, you know, if you've got yourself a product that works part-time, I mean, I use it a lot. People who've been to my meetings in Holland, we've had 20 people, 30 people, 5 people, 4 people. There's always a gasp in the audience because from crossed arms, they start seeing transformations. I'll never forget one. It looked like The Exorcist, where this woman's face completely changed. It was phenomenal. And the question I will always ask, and I'd like you all, when you try this product, not if, when, because you really should, what if we could make the results permanent? Now, wouldn't that be something quite extraordinary? To go from there to there, a permanent transformation without surgery or any poisons that are injected under your skin? Well, there is a doctor called Dr. Nathan Newman, who's a plastic surgeon in Beverly Hills. And he's the person that started off really the beginnings of this company because the founders went to him for a product that he had. And he's someone who is one of the world's top, without question, specialists in the development of stem cell therapies to work with skin. Because as a plastic surgeon, he works mainly with burn victims and accident victims. In one of the webinars that he actually did, he said one of the most shocking things that a doctor or even a plastic surgeon like myself witnesses is when a young girl, 22 years old, comes in hideously, hideously burned, on one side of her face in a car accident, and she's really damaged one side of her face. And we can reconstruct part of that, but to get the skin right, that's very difficult, because we take a bit of skin from the buttocks, from the thighs, or from the shoulders, and you always get a patchwork effect. What he wanted to do was stem cell therapy, and the use of stem cells in medicine was in its early infant state 6, 7, 8 years ago. This is how fast it's moving. Every day now, you all hear about it. But he was one of the first pioneers. And he realized, working with stem cells, what if there was a way to activate stem cells in a person whose body and skin is damaged and get it to repair skin? So maybe you're never going to get it perfect, but certainly for first-degree burns, which are the light burns, etc., what if we could do that? And what if we could find a way, using that person's own stem cells, to really improve, regenerate, and repair any damage that's caused? And really to show you the power and what this man has found that has transformed the lives of hundreds of thousands of people in the last 6 years. I'm very pleased to share with you a video excerpt from ABC News that's going to show you a transformation that when I first saw, my jaw fell and my jaw dropped, and I think yours will too. ABC News, Dr. Nathan Newman.
When doctors perform cancer surgery, they often remove so much tissue that it leaves serious indentations. And when the surgery is done on the face, it can alter a person's appearance.
Health specialist Denise DeDore joins us now to explain how one doctor has developed a procedure to restore what was taken by the cancer.
I haven't seen anything like this, so take a look at this. The science of stem cells can help doctors restore weak hearts and help heal joints. Now a local doctor is using adult stem cells to reconstruct tissue, nerves, and bone destroyed by cancer and the cancer treatment. It gave hope to one man who was told repeatedly nothing could be done to restore his face. Take a good look at Herschel McCalion's face. You'd never know he used to have a gaping hole on the right side.
I was very sad. I was very angry that the doctors previously, they did the surgery, even though it was the right things to do.
He had a salivary gland cancer that required the removal of part of his jaw.
I had a tremendous amount of pain in my jaw area because of the nerves. They were basically exposed. I looked for a reconstruction surgeon. Most doctors, they did not want to touch me.
That is, until he met cosmetic surgeon Dr. Nathan Newman. He pioneered a new treatment called the stem cell lift. He removes fat from the patient and harvests one of the body's most precious resource, adult stem cells. He then doubles and triples the concentration of stem cells before injecting.
The stem cells is what brings in the new blood vessels, rebuilds the structures, maintains the volume by replacing the fat cells that die off.
Not only can the fattened stem cells be used for cosmetic reasons, Dr. Newman says the stem cells are so smart they can also break up scarring caused by the cancer treatment and rebuild and reconstruct surrounding tissues.
We take these fat cells that are enriched with stem cells and put them next to bone. I can actually grow bone and make that bone stronger and bigger.
Dr. Newman says there's no risk of rejection because you're using your own fat and stem cells. It took about 2 years and about 24 injections. Herschel says nobody can even tell he ever had a dent in his jaw. The nerves and tissues appear to have healed.
He has given me my face back. He has given me my confidence back. He has given me my hope back.
And the price of the procedure depends on how many injections a person needs. The treatment of one area could run into the thousands. Dr. Newman says almost anyone can be a candidate for a stem cell lift, and the only limitation is that the procedure is dependent on how much fat a patient has. And he's doing all kinds of different things, including the eyes and the face, and we're going to tell you more about that in future reports.
Patient's face looks great. Wasn't it wonderful?
Yeah.
Denise, thank you.
I don't know about you, but when I first saw that, it completely blew me away. And that's why I actually add it in my presentation. People said, Malcolm, it's very long-winded, etc. I said, listen, the people who've never seen this, it should make them gasp. Just look at the transformation from the left picture to the right. How is it possible to rebuild bone, tissue, vessels, muscles, the fat layer, everything that actually was there before, to bring it back where it wasn't there before, using the patient's own body to regenerate itself. I call it holistic regeneration of cells and tissues. So let's talk about this wonderful thing called a stem cell. What's a stem cell? Well, the simplest way to explain a stem cell that I can think of is the first stem cell ever for all of us is when a sperm It's an egg. In some cases, unfortunately, the sperm hits the egg very hard, gets damaged, loses a bit of mitochondria, and you get people out there who, you know, the lights are on, no one's in, you know, the kind of people, the skeptic, the cynic. I always make a joke about it because that's what I put it down to. But really, when a sperm and an egg unite, you have the first egg, and then it becomes 2 parts, and then 4, 8, 6, 8, 16, 32. So there's 60 trillion cells in your body. So a stem cell can become a clone of itself, become lots of stem cells, or it can become any human cell in your body. I'm going to take a couple of minutes to explain something to you. There's a lot of hype and BS in the marketplace about plant stem cells. Please check this for yourself. It is impossible, absolutely physically and scientifically impossible for a stem cell to talk to an animal cell because they are totally different species. It's like me saying to you, I tell you what, crush up some Brussels sprouts, stick them on your face, and you're going to grow a third eye. It just doesn't work that way. So stem cells really can become bone, nerves, tissue, blood vessels, blood platelets, white corpuscles, or whatever they need to become. What is it that's telling these cells to become all these different tissues? That's what we call growth factors. The best way to do this when I do a training is explain to people it's bits of software information, because we all relate to software. You know, you've got little games and stuff that you put in. So our bodies, the human body, all bodies of living matter, living things around the world, have these things called growth factors. No one still knows exactly how they work. We're getting there, but no one knows. So a cell will release growth factors that will tell stem cells in the body what to become. So it's these growth factors released by stem cells that were bottled by Dr. Nathan Newman. And he found 200 of them that specialize in the rejuvenation and repair of skin. The body's, the human being's largest organ, because your skin is a living organ. The note I want you to make, please, these are 200 patented growth factors. Therefore, no other company in the world ever, well, when patent runs out, maybe 20 years, will be able to use the same formulation that we have. So what we've got here, if you think about this, so it's very important to understand, we don't have products that contain human stem cells, but they contain the growth factors. Now, normally we show a video, we just haven't got time right now. All you have to know is you can watch the video of how it's made. But I always say to people, when you switch on the light, you don't want to know how, you know, the generator works. You just want to know that it works. What we have here is incredible, permanent transformation of skin with stem cell growth factors. No other products like this in the market, based on human stem cell growth factor technology, patented, proven in the field by users. Now take a very close look at this. This woman applied our serum on one hand. You can all guess which one it's on. I ask you all a question. First of all, would you ever believe there is a product out there and has been around for 6 years that now sells 300 to 400,000 bottles a month? They can permanently get that effect. I hope you're gasping, because look carefully at the skin. When we're older, our skin is thinner. That's why our blood vessels stick out. Look at the transformation in 6 weeks at this woman's hand. First question to all of you. What price would she or you or anybody pay to get that kind of transformation holistically, without chemicals or peels or, you know, whatever they do right now, burning and acid baths or whatever, just naturally using her own body stem cells to get her skin to become more supple. Look at the blood vessels, they've disappeared. Elasticity has returned, and most importantly, there is a glow of youthful skin on the back of her hands. Any man or woman will know it's impossible for a woman to hide aging on the back of her hands and on her neck. What about this transformation? Look at the left picture and look at the right. Look at the fact that this product, working with her own stem cells, has helped to rejuvenate and rebuild this woman's face. Time scale, you're looking at around 2, 3, 4 months. But what I'm looking at carefully is notice the hollowing of her eyes. Notice all the fine wrinkles. Look at the glow and the shine on this woman's face. The smile tells it all. What price would she pay, or would you pay, or anyone pay, for a product that permanently transforms someone's face in such a dramatic way? How about this? Mother and daughter? No. Same person.
from the left to the right. What price would this woman pay for any products over a period of time to give her a permanent transformation like the one you see on the right? Notice the skin again. It glows, a youthful glow. I call it luminescent. It's almost that's why this product must be called Luminesce. There is a glow, a wonderful, youthful, fresh glow in that woman's skin. How about her neck? Look at the transformation from the left to the right. Also notice a lot of fat deposits have disappeared. This is wonderful because it really shows you, and I'm spending a bit of time because this is the wow factor of our products. Look at what's happened here. If you look carefully, all the fine lines, the little crow's feet that are forming here, the little herniated fat deposit, as it's called right now. Look carefully at what happens 3 months after she uses this product. What price would this woman pay to get her face and her eyes to look like that after 3 months permanently? What about this woman as we move forward? What would she pay to go from that to that in a period of 3 to 4 months? What about this gentleman, smoker, man? Notice how his elastin matrix has now basically repaired itself, and collagen, healthy collagen, is rebuilding what's happened to his face through smoking. This is probably one of my favorite photographs, and I will say it, I'm sure, for the rest of the time I'm in this business. This is my good friend, Randy. Randy Loving is somebody who's in our team. You can talk to her live. I will ask you all a question. Because we were talking online and she said, I've had a fantastic result, blah, blah, blah. It was not until I put these photographs together that you really can see what we're talking about that's got the whole world on fire. Look at the photograph of my dear friend who's 65 years old on the left, and look at the permanent transformation on this wonderful lady's face on the right. I want you to take a good look at that, because do you know of any product that can do that? We're not just saying that it does that, we're going to prove it to you. What about this for transformation? Her husband. When we first saw that, anyone sees it, you'd imagine it's photoshopped. But you can't Photoshop Randy if you tried on Skype. I'm sure you can try to do it, but you won't get a word in. Look at the transformation on this lady's face and her husband who's 75. Ladies and gentlemen, is there any product you've ever seen or heard of that can do this permanently to somebody's face and make the transformation that you've just seen? Sounds too good to be true, Malcolm. Yeah, I agree with you. Before I actually show you further proof, this is something that excites me the most. This product in particular, the Cellular Rejuvenation Serum, is fantastic for people suffering from acne. I've done that most of my life, and many people that I know of with Asian blood suffer from it. What price would she pay to get a transformation from this heinous attack to what she sees on the right? The smile, again, says it all. How about this lady, quickly as we move forward? Kathy, who's in our team in Global Partners Group. She's one of the customers or one of the distributors. 7 days later with eczema. She's tried all the steroid creams, but there is nothing better than proof in seeing the difference of what this product can do. We don't have just one product, we have a range of products. They synergistically work together. They work side by side to create unbelievable transformations. Most women will relate to this, I'm sure. It's after childbirth, one of the most difficult things to deal with, especially after 1, 2, 3 babies, is the stretch marks that you get around your belly. We have another product here, which is Essential Body Renewal. The product is one of the cheapest products that we have, but look at what it does. Left to right, have you ever seen a product that can do this with application and no more? We can go on about this and we can tell you how great it is. You don't have to take my word for it. What you need to do is look at what the media are saying and why they're raving about our products. This is Prevention Magazine. It's based on really talking about healthy products that don't have carcinogens or are dangerous or causing, if you like. They don't have all these additives. They're talking about, guess which product? They say here, could your own cells make you younger? And guess what our product is? Isn't it fantastic? Have you ever seen a product range that can help you transform your financial futures being talked about by magazines free of charge? You will recognize this magazine. Before anything goes into one of the world's most recognized magazines, and if they put an article in, they have to check out the company and the products several times. Before our product was shown on the doctors, 3 teams would have researched the product and the companies, because if they put an article like this in there and the product didn't work, Guess who gets sued first? Vogue magazine thinks our product is extraordinary and stem cells are the future. Protein magazine. This is the Sunday Telegraph broadsheet magazine in England. All of you in England, take a good look at what the Telegraph is saying about our product. Nip and Tuck very quickly. It no longer exists, but initially it's been bought over by another magazine, was purely for plastic surgeons and doctors. Magazines for plastic surgeons and doctors talking about our product. And there is Dr. Jean Papa, the second doctor who's behind the production and the manufacturing and the development of our products. He is a Nobel Prize nominee. So as we move forward, last week, Aeroflot, the whole airlines across Russia, now has an article about guess which product inside it. I'm going to get copies of that so I'll be able to show them live. I can't wait to do that. This was Cosmopolitan in Russia. Fastest growing area right now. Well, Europe's going to catch it very shortly. And this was in Portugal. So you got the idea of what's happening. Broadsheet article here from a good friend of mine, Peggy Leon, and this was actually in Singapore. You can see how fantastic the article is, a full page spread about the fact that we hit $1 billion. Have you ever seen anything like that? I certainly haven't in over 30 years. And what's wonderful is that the whole range is transforming by May. This wonderful, beautiful, gorgeous packaging is going to be made available across Europe. Well, I could take a breath, but I'm not going to. I'm going to introduce you to the next product before we start closing the call down in sections. This product is one of the most exciting I've seen, apart from the Luminance. I'm a guy, you know, like the cross between Mahatma Gandhi and Marvin Hagler. I'm really not into cosmetics and stuff, although I can swear by the products, and I probably consume more than most people do of the Luminance and certainly the Instantly Ageless. Zen Body, world's first, write this down if you're making notes, fat reduction muscle gain program. This is not a weight loss product. It's been developed by doctors to remove fat, which is the hardest thing to get rid of. Let me take a breath and tell you about that. All these companies selling shakes, you lose weight, feel great, blah, blah, blah. Have you all noticed that every one of you who's just tried a shake diet, as soon as you stop, what happens? You balloon up, in most cases, more than you did before, because you're burning and destroying muscle and breaking that down, because the body can consume your own muscle, genius it sounds, than it can fat. And what we have is a wonderful piece of news. Mark McDonald from CNN, celeb fitness guru, has joined Jeunesse as brand ambassador to head up Zen Project 8, as we call it. His goal is to make our product a household name. He's on television all the time. If you're in the USA or North America, you'll know who this man is. We've never had this kind of endorsement for any product that I've worked with worldwide. And really what it does, you can lose weight, helps control appetite, fantastic product called Shape. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. Get Fit. This product is extraordinary. Every cyclist, every boxer, every walker, anyone doing marathons, anybody who wants to improve muscle tone and improve muscle with a simple drink, this is a product you all need to get into. Those of you in Holland listening with your bicycles, get this product. It's wonderful, fabulously priced, and cheaper than buying the combination that you get here that you do in the shops itself. Get Tone, again, with proteins. Results speak for themselves, as we say. Day 1, day 90, I think there's quite a dramatic change. Remember, fat burning, muscle gain product, phenomenal results. It's the inches that you lose that really count. Look at the smile on this lady's face, and look at the transformation. So there's so much more. You can watch Dr. Amzalag's videos, and better still, try some of the products out for yourself. But really, you have two options at the end of my presentation. We'll go a little bit longer because I need to explain to you all. So what does this all mean? You were invited here by someone on the internet, personally, etc., etc. You've seen a lot of stuff. But really what you've seen so far is just a small glimpse to the keyhole. How can I begin to share with you the pleasure we have of being part of one of the most exciting journeys most of us have taken? You have two options. Option number one, you can join us and buy wholesale. So you think, oh, I like the look of that Zen. Oh, I like the look of that Luminance. Oh, I'd like to try that. You don't have to pay retail. You can actually join us. Don't have to build a team or go and do parties and run around and all the silly things that people are afraid of. Join us and treat it like a buyer's club. Listen carefully. Buyer's club. Never pay retail again. Share these fabulous products with your family and your friends. The whole world is talking about them. If you hadn't heard of Jeunesse, you have today and you will soon. In the EU, $24.95. basically about 30 euros. Big deal on the first purchase of 2 or 3 of these products. You've got your money back, then you can buy at your heart's content. In America, it's $49.95, not because it's American, so it's taxes, etc., but they have a starter kit that you actually purchase with that. In England, £19.77. You couldn't buy a good bottle of wine with that. You're going to save hundreds and hundreds of pounds on some of the world's best proprietary products. Best of all, you order it online, you have your own website, go there, get your friends or your family around, demonstrate it, try it, use it yourself, that's what I say, and you can get it delivered to your doorstep and get it delivered to people that you know anywhere in the world where we operate. Isn't that fantastic? And then there's option 2. Enroll as a distributor and build an international product distribution business. Earn money in your spare time, full support and training, work with one of the best and most successful teams in the world. It's simple, fun, and profitable. I took my tone down because you don't have any idea of what's coming next, and I'm going to get ready to tell you. What I'm saying to you here is, before we talk about home-based business or making money, etc., I want to tell you from experience of many years having built teams, like I say, of 20 to 60,000 plus, made lots of money in this industry. Is your why big enough? Because a lot of people meander, bum along, bumping from here to there, going around looking at these schemy, scammy, and here I am live talking to you on Google Hangouts telling you, one of the dirtiest, stinking markets in the world is home-based business. There, you heard it from me, because it is. Because everyone thinks that all these things out there, MLM, network marketing, most of them are cons, they're scams, they're schemes. But none of them can say they stand shoulder to shoulder with Google, Facebook, eBay, or Amazon. I'll say it again. None of them can say that. We've done it in 6 years. We've got more publicity backing us than any other company in the history of home-based business. So there's no question at all. We have a fantastic, solid foundation company with life-changing products. But I ask you a question. Is your why big enough? You see, this is a problem because we all see these ads. Are you looking for more time, money, freedom, blah, blah, blah? And they go bumming along to join one coin or that coin or this coin or Bitcoin, or then I've heard of these shakes and this. It's all nonsense. Let me tell you now, Malcolm Peters telling you live on this webinar, in the dirtiest, stinking swamps of the world, some of the most beautiful lotuses grow. Every 15 years, a company comes along that changes and sets the pace. Jeunesse Global, in my experience, and I've been doing this a very long time, nothing comes close. So let's talk about it. We all want 3 things in life, don't we? Sit back in your chair while I talk to you. What do we all want? Well, the first thing, we want good health. What I can't understand is people smoking and drinking, and I did all of these things. It's only when you suddenly realize, like I did, when I was told potentially I have cancer, I went and sat down in a white robe in front of a big machine that's got a big round hoop on it, humming, and suddenly the thought, the world slowed down. And I suddenly thought to myself, what if I come out of there and they find a lump and I'm going to die? You know the challenge in life? Most people think we're coming back. They treat life like a trial run, but the first #1 foundation in our life should be good health. I used to tell people, treat your body like you do a new Ferrari. Drive it fast, screech around the corners, get some girls in there and have fun. Because I really didn't understand that after 40, you start worrying about bits falling off and sagging and, bits growing where they shouldn't grow and all sorts of things. Health probably is the most wonderful thing you can have. Steve Jobs was one of the richest men in the world until you read his last wonderful thing, which you can find on my Facebook, what he said before he died. All the money I had could never save me. He died of cancer. Money couldn't save him. To him, he realized health was one of the most important things in life. What's the second thing we all want? Be honest. Put your hand on your heart, because we can't see you. And you can sit there and you can boom and boom and all the rest of the stuff that people who are losers in life do. I hope you're not one of them. Stuck in a job, jackass off the boss, just over broke, 9 o'clock till 5 o'clock, working for somebody else. And you know the great thing I found out, which is so true, I read it in a little thing in a newspaper, I thought, my goodness, how true that is. Most people are dead at the age of 25. They get into a routine job and we just wait till we bury them or cremate them. Really what we look for, and that's why the lottery is doing so well, unfortunately, people are looking for more money. Why not say it? I am. Money is not about how much you have, it's what you do with it. If you've got children, it's better to put them in a private school so they don't learn dirty habits and dirty things that they do at 11, 12, and 13, because you lose your children. You lose them once they go to school. What about your parents? What about the people that you love? We need the money to do that in your normal job, 9 o'clock till 5 o'clock, 5 to 9, watching people on TV, 40 years of your life, waiting till you're 65 when you have your pension, when your buttocks are hanging on the floor, your belly's hanging out in a 78.5 pack, and you got like folds of skin like a scarf around your neck. Is that when you're going to wear your Machino glasses, drive your Ferrari, chase women if you're single, have fun? I don't think so. We're looking for residual income. Financial freedom means nothing until it's residual. Residual means you don't have to carry on working to get it. There are only two ways that I know of residual income. One is to become a great singer and, get some records out there. When I start singing, I've got to tell you, I can talk in front of 60, 100,000 people in a seminar, no problem at all. But if I start singing, I've got to tell you, walruses, female ones, get excited in the Antarctic. I can't sing to save my life. And writing books, maybe you could become a Kipling or something like that, or one of the girls that wrote Harry Potter. Broke she was, billionaire. None of us can do that. But residual income is putting in a bit of effort, short term. In our case, I would say if you're serious, not curious, around 18 months, and earning enough money, which is where it's greater than your expenses. So if you've got a couple of thousand expenses, you can find a way through any vehicle, because that's what this is, a vehicle, proven one, 6 years old, can get you from where you are to where you want to go and get out of the JOB, the rut 9 to 5 routine, or whatever it is. It's got to be worth looking at. What's the third thing I mentioned? Well, we all want more time, don't we? Let's talk about that. 86,000 seconds per day. 1 second can change your life. That moment of conception when you were born and I was born was 1 second. 1 second changed my life from being a doctor to doing what I'm doing now many, many years later. So why do people waste them? Sit there watching someone else's sex life on TV, and tomorrow things are going to change. Tomorrow may not come for you. We need more time, quality time to spend with the people we love in the one-time journey that we call our life. Our business offers all those three things and more. Does what you're doing right now do that? When you go to work or whatever you're doing, people said, someone said the other day, Malcolm, I heard that we shouldn't tell people about job ethic. It might offend them and upset them. I said, we should upset them. We should offend them, because unfortunately it's a dead end. And I always say to people, at least if you just try in your one ticket of life that you've got, first class ticket. Kids are born with no eyes and you've got no problem. You got problems? They've not seen their mum's face or the color blue. First class ticket. What do most people do? Live and die in the same town. So basically you've got two journeys, haven't you? Journey one, job or profession. 40 hours per week, jackass of the boss, proudly I would say, because that's what people are. My mother was too, all her life. She worked for over 40 years, 60 plus. Supposed to retire at age 65, some chance. She finished at 60, carried on working until 70. No time and money to really enjoy the time that is left. Journey number two, well, you can have a second income. Work for yourself, part-time or full-time, 2 to 5 years, relearn all the things that you need to. The professionals who are there, their success, my success, everybody's, depends on your success. On a respectable income within 6 to 12 months. Yes, not 2 to 3 weeks, not 6 to 12 days. You might go and find one of those. If you please put down, get rich quick, money from home, go and join one of them. You'll be a lot poorer in the next year, and you remember my words. Earn residual income after 18 months plus. I put an asterisk there because legally there are no guarantees of income in any of these things. To me, it's like a micro franchise. Great product, fantastic publicity all over the world. Products that you can demonstrate in 3 minutes, people get excited. Third choice. What is your third choice? Well, what are you going to do? So you say, well, it's not for me. Well, whatever. Fine, great. Go your way. We're not in the convincing business. Let me tell you that on this call. Some people don't like the way I talk. But only imperfection can judge perfection, so I'm not really worried what people think. Think about it. I was in business for myself. 155 people worked for me. I've sat down and run large companies, but they have a high startup cost, 10,000 to millions, working 40 years. We're supposed to retire, same old, same old. Nobody does. I don't know that many people who've retired wealthy. So let's talk about that. I saw this, 2014 it was written, and I have to share this with you. Please, just for a few minutes, follow me. Out of 100 people who start working at the age of 25, by the age 65, 29% are dead. That is so shocking. When I read that, I had to put it here and share it with everybody. Because most people think life's a trial run coming back. Tomorrow, stop smoking. Tomorrow, lose weight. And you know what happens? You get to 40 and the clock starts spinning. And when you're a guy, you really know you're getting old because anarchy happens in your eyebrows. You have a little white one that goes opposite to where it's supposed to be growing. You cut that one and it grows in your nose. You cut him and he comes out both of your ears. Then you think, oh my goodness, I'm getting older. You bet you are. Out of 100 people who start working at the age of 25, by the age of 65, look at it, 63% are dependent on Social Security, friends, and their family. Fortunately, I will look after my mother till her dying day because I love her. And I want her to see everything that she can because I am there. She looked after me. I'm going to look after her. Shouldn't we all be doing that? What with job, pension? 3% will still be working. My mum did. But she did it out of pride. Because all the boys that we are, and the eldest of four, we get the money, don't look after, but she did it out of pride. But some people have to do it. And the thing is, 4% have adequate capital stowed away for retirement. 1% will be considered wealthy. One-time journey of life. Came there, watched TV, sat there, were more interested in the omnibus edition of Who You Tiding or Dallas or whatever they watch, because that's where they get it. You know, they can get there, sit there with their popcorn. I am glad I'm not part of that. What is your plan B? What is your plan B? If everything stopped immediately right now, what are you going to do? I'm proud to say I have my home-based business. I've been searching for this all my life. I have a business model here. Jeunesse pays you to promote the products and opportunity. No selling and trying to have parties. I personally, I hate those. And you wouldn't catch me dead doing those. Not my thing. Why should I? I'm looking for dissatisfied, Malcolm, who are we looking for? Dissatisfied people. People who are fed up and say, you know something? I'm sick of this. I do want to go on more than one holiday a year and not in Benidorm or where I go on my camping trip every single year where my father's taken me. That's what they do in Holland. Well, with the same opening. I don't think so. The corporation, well, it manufactures the product, processes the orders and shipping, handles the customers, does everything. We call it a micro franchise, ladies and gentlemen. If you're a businessman, you will understand. And that's how I pitch it to every businessman. Get out, Malcolm, but I run a business. No, you don't. The business runs you. The business runs you. You wake up 6 o'clock earlier than everybody else. You have to go and open the shop. Hairdresser, you smell of bleach and you smell of all the stuff that you've been dealing with. It was so wonderful when you started, but it's not after 5 or 10 years. You buy and consume the products, tell people about the product, you transfer your buying habits. How can you not talk about products that do what you've just seen? Long call, Malcolm. Yes, it is. Because we have the best in the world, and I would like to have 3 hours to explain to people, but we don't have time. Closest to franchise, no big investment. You see, you can get started very, very small in this business. Great support, fantastic trade, turnkey systems we call them. Turnkey means a lot of the basic work's been done. When I went to Holland, there was no Dutch paperwork, videos, or anything. I, from my pocket, paid for everything. I did that because I'm a leader, I'm a fire starter. I went out there, I wanted the market, all the videos, subtitled, question and answer, did all that work. Other people sitting there going, oh, well, yeah, but I've learned everything you've taught me now in 6 months. Really? Fly a plane after 6 months? I don't think so. Absolute freedom. You're the franchisor. You do what you want. If you want to make this work fast, you do. If you don't, it's up to you. It's a mobile business. I love it. I'm going to go to Rome in April. I'm going out to Spain after that. I'm going to Turkey. I've already made friends in Russia. I'm going, I can't wait. Enjoy today. Purchase some product. Attend a live training call or live training, get to know your team. That's all it really is. Anyone over the age of 18 can join. Now, personally, I'm a bit suspect about that. You know, when I was 18, 19, 25, all I could think about was girls and drinking and going out partying. But you know something? There's a lot of them out there who can't afford living right now. And if you've got sons and daughters who are demanding money all the time, get them to work for it. That's what I'm going to do. Jeunesse, as we wind our call up, such a simple thing. We have a plan here that you can get started with for about 30 bucks. I mean, you know, if that's a lot of money to start with, people say to me, oh, well, you know, I haven't got enough to get started. I said, really? So what are you going to do? Have a hot dog stand? And you're going to sell this frickendickles or whatever with sauce, mat sauce? Is that what you're going to do? What are you going to do? If you carry on doing what you've always done for the last 3 years of your life, you carry on thinking the way you have, you carry on hanging around with the same people that you have, what's going to change for you in the next 3 years? What? If you're happy with that, don't join us. If you're dissatisfied, you need to talk to Peter because he's on fire with this. $30. No one's up, and you're not paying it to me, right? You're paying it to the company. But I tell you something right now on this call with fire and passion. That's my name, Firestarter. Get a position in the business. Get a position. You can buy the product wholesale cost, no retail ever, and new products coming out all the time. And what you do is you have a position in our business. Chances are, very good chances, the people who join after you may become part of your team, and the work and the sales that they produce could actually have an effect on your earnings. Now, I can't tell you much more. Come on the next stage once you join, I'll tell you more about it. There's me over there, 250 people in Holland. Some have gone off, they're back to their 9-to-5 routine. Who cares? We're not in the convincing business, I'm in the sorting business. I sort out those who are serious, and I love them. You know, once upon a time, I remember I did this on a live call like this. I went to a meeting, I sat there with a little mini, and I listened to this guy, and he changed my life. He said to me, wake up, and I did. I'm so happy I did. Tools, support, training events from the best of the best, not from someone who read a book or who sat there at home looking after children and someone else did the work and suddenly they're a big shot. We're talking to Peter's, been on the road 30 years, training at corporates, people like Hewlett-Packard, all the way down to building teams, and I love them, of housewives and pensioners whose life is going to change. You can have fun here. You're not always going to meet fiery, crazy guys like me, but I'm the fire starter. That's how I talk. You don't like me? Take a look in the mirror. That's who you shouldn't like, because that's the person in charge of everything that's ever happened to you in your life. That's who I look at and I want to say, Malcolm, time to change. For things to change, you've got to change. Supportive environment, room to go. Comes down to you, you know. If it's to be, it's up to me. We are Generation Young. I really wish that I'd found this the first day it started, because everyone who did that made a fortune. But I know, actually, I'm better now because I have more products, more skill, more experience behind us to take us to the next level. Our products carry a 30-day guarantee. My name is Malcolm Peters. I'm an emerald in this business. I did it in 6 months, not by reading books and telling people what to do. I went out on the road with passion and fire because I found home. I have a fire starters poem. There's a little sentence in there that says, don't let anyone stop you now, and don't let anybody steal your dreams. Too many people are going to tell you it won't work. They are the ones you want to stay away from. You've got one life, remember. And what I'm saying to you is, if you don't do this, that's fine. But find something. Find a vehicle. Remember my words, please. For things to change, things have got to change. It starts with you. You've got to change. Hope you've enjoyed my presentation. A little bit crazy at times. I'm going to come off. We are Jeunesse. We are Generation Young.
Okay, so that's my PowerPoint done. I've got to just see how I get back to all of you. I hope you've all enjoyed the call. That was a recording that I did earlier in the year, and I'm going to shorten it out so that most of you can use that to share that with people that you actually know. I was actually using modern technology. It's the first time I've done it. So I was actually another call with the company on the advisory board, and we have had the most extraordinary growth in Europe, 365% up. We're getting 25,000 people joining us just in Europe every single month. So that's quite exciting as well. I hope you've all enjoyed it. I hope that you can get back to the person that introduced you to this particular call. My name's Malcolm Peters. I have to say goodnight to you because I've got a couple more calls to go on to. Look at this business very carefully. Compare it to anything you've ever seen before. I guarantee you there's nothing better. Try the product out. Get back to the people that brought you here. Get your questions answered and enjoy your evening. Good night, everybody. Great being on the call. Thank you. Bye.